Welcome back. I'm Lynn from Enlightened Bodywork, and this is Let's Up Our Game. Today I want to talk about givers and takers and what's the difference. That sounds pretty obvious. Givers give, takers take. But the real core difference between a giver and a taker is a giver gives because the giver knows they can make more of whatever it is they're giving away. Takers generally have the belief that they can't make whatever it is they need, and so they need to take it from you. Givers give love freely because they know they have more. Takers will take that, but they don't ever reciprocate because they don't have it inside them to give back. Givers give money because they know they can make more. Takers take money and they take it and they take it and they take it and they take it because somewhere deep inside of them there's this bottomless pit of emptiness that they need to fill with something, and they think that money will fill that for them. It's the same thing with hoarders. They are sure that they need all of that stuff, and if you take it from them, it's like you're taking their very soul away from them. They can't handle not having all that stuff because they're sure without it, they're gonna die. So takers are actually needers. Givers aren't needy. Givers have plenty to give because they can make more. Takers feel like they don't have anything to give, and all they do is take because they're filling or trying to fill from outside of themselves this emptiness inside them. I see a lot of times women making demands of their husbands that they need this stuff, and if you loved me, you'd give me this, or children demanding of their parents, I need to have this. If I don't have this, I'm gonna die. And nobody ever died from not having a cell phone. Well, maybe this day and age, maybe. If you're stranded and you don't have it. But takers take because they need to fill up this emptiness inside them. And the word need, I want to really explain this word. The word need is an acronym for never ending expectations and demands. I know a guy that was in a relationship with this woman, and she said, I need XYZ. And so he provided XYZ, thinking that would make her happy. But it wasn't happy. Now she needed WQR. And he's like, well, but I just gave you XYZ. And she says, so? I need WQR. What's wrong with you? Can't you see that I need this? And he's like, well, okay. So he gives you WQR. And then she's like, oh, God, if I only had LMNOP, I could be happy. And so he gives her LMNOP. And then all of a sudden, he's giving her every word in the dictionary. And she's still unsatisfied because has never-ending expectations and demands of this guy that if he loved her, he would jump through all these hoops. And he jumps through all the hoops. And she just makes more hoops. So why am I telling you this? Givers are generally wonderful people. But I also need to explain the difference between a giver and an enabler. A giver is someone who freely gives something because they want to. An enabler is someone who gives someone something in order to make them happy and stop demanding stuff. An enabler is somebody who gives someone something to shut them up. or to satisfy their imaginary needs, or to, it's not something that is going to actually make anybody happy. It's something that's just feeding and feeding and feeding this bottomless pit of need. And when you give somebody something and they don't have to earn it, or they haven't earned it, you're actually taking away their ability to create their own self-esteem, self-respect, and self-love. You're enabling them to believe that what they need is outside of themselves. Now, for people who are sure their needs will be met externally, you're looking in the wrong place. The only external thing you need is food and air and water. Everything else is inside of you. On a previous episode, we talked about how the energetic body looks and how it opens up at the top like a funnel and goes into infinity. That funnel, that infinite funnel, is who you really are. The little bit of that soul self that gets injected into the body is the very smallest part of you. When we stay open at the top, we can get all of the infinite intelligence and divine inspiration that we need in order to fulfill all of our needs. But what's interesting is, as human beings, we're born with these two little eyes, and our two little eyes see what's outside of us, and we look and we see, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. But we never, ever, well, it takes a while before we start looking inside and looking at the actual energetic dynamics of who we are as human beings. Because the animal kingdom, all their needs are met externally. All of them. They know their dogs eat. They know their birds eat and fly around and do what birds do. But human beings, we have not just instinct, we have consciousness. Consciousness is a gift that we need to learn how to use in order to fulfill all of our needs. So our eyes show us one thing, but our intuitive eye shows us quite another thing. And it's learning how to be in a physical reality, seeing with your physical eyes, but understanding the magnitude of this infinite reality, which is who we really are. Needy people have never-ending expectations and demands because they are disconnected from who they really are, and they think that they need to take as much as they can get. And this is all a fear-based mentality. I've talked before about my friends, the white wolf and the dark wolf. The white wolf is love, joy, forgiveness. It's your eternal soul, and has all the patience in the world, and knows that it has everything it could possibly need and more to share infinitely. But the dark wolf, that's your ego self, and fear is his bottom line, and fear is his motivation. And he says, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that, you need it, you need it, you need it, get it, get it, get it, you need it, you need it. And I bring this up because look how serene this white wolf is. This white wolf is so serene and peaceful and knows that everything is groovy and everything is cool and everything will always be groovy and cool because it's one with everything. It's one with God. It's one with creation. It's one with the Creator. It's one with everything. But the dark wolf is like, no, look through your eyes. There's not enough. There's not enough. We have to get more and more and more and more and more. You have these desires because you need to have these things. I was listening to a podcast yesterday with Russell Brand, and I totally dig this guy. He's just amazing, in my opinion. But he said that someone told him, and so I'm quoting now, all forms of desire are the inappropriate substitute to be at one with God. All of your addictions, all your fatal fives, all of the things you think you need in order to be okay, all of your inappropriate relationships, all of your inappropriate relatives, all of your inappropriate friends, you think you need in order to be okay. But everything you need is already inside of you. And when you stop looking at the Wizard of Oz, all the smoke and mirrors of the Wizard of Oz, and look behind the curtain of all the things you think you need, that thing is really pretty small and insignificant in comparison with the appearance of that thing. So when you're broke or you feel like you have nothing, it's very important to open your eyes and look around and see if maybe somebody has it worse off than you and you can go help them. Put their groceries in their car without expectation of reward. Not like these zombies that walk around the parking lot saying, oh, can I take your cart for you and then give me $5 so that I can eat lunch? Yeah, not that. Or can I wash your windows and then give me money? No, just go and do the nice thing without expectation of reward. Because as you give, so shall you receive. If you give nothing, you get nothing back. If you expect something and give nothing back, your consciousness says, I'll never have enough. But when you give from what seems to be an empty vessel, but you reach inside and you find something to give, that thing will be multiplied exponentially. That ability to share something of yourself will be multiplied exponentially. It's the universal law. It's cause and effect. It's as a man thinketh, so is he. What you think about, you bring about. What you dwell upon, you become. If you're sure you're broke and have nothing to give, you're right. But if you look inside and say, you know, what do I have to offer? And you sit in your gold mine and you sit there and you just say, you know what? What do I have to offer? Well, I can walk, if you can walk. Or I've got 2 hands. Maybe you can make something. Maybe you can, be of service in some way. Could you possibly be the guy that when you show up at the door and someone else is behind you, you hold the door open? It costs you nothing. But what it does is it generates a sense of, I have something to offer. there's something I can do in this world. I can be the doorman. I can be the doorwoman. I can be the guy that opens the door and makes somebody's day. You can be the needy guy, or you can be the day maker. You can be the guy that's oblivious to the needs of others, or you can be the guy that says, allow me to help you. Allow me to be of service. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be of service every day, in every way. Because the rewards, and this is the thing, and people think, oh yeah, if I do this, then I'll get. This is not about what you can get. This is about what you can become. What you can become. You can become a magnet for the multitudes of riches that the world and the universe wants to give you, if you'll only allow yourself to open the door and be of service, saying, what can I give? What do I have to offer? How can I be of service today? Ask yourself those questions. What can I get? So boring. But what do I have to offer? Now that takes a little thought and creativity. And let me tell you, it's really fun. Because the more you give, the more you get. It's just the way it works. The more you give without expectation of return, that's the important part. Because when it's brought back to you, it will come back in ways that you cannot even imagine right now. Because let me tell you, infinite intelligence, way smarter than you. And has been doing this way longer than you. So, for somebody like me, I would go out of my way to do something nice for somebody because I know the law. I know how it works. And if there's something I need, it just appears. I don't have to go looking for it. I don't even have to think I need that. It just shows up. It just shows up. I promise you. When you change your mind from what can I get to what can I give, and then start giving that, your entire world will change. Your entire outlook on everything will change. Your never-ending expectations and demands will disappear. I'm Lynn from Enlightened Bodywork. Have a wonderful day.